And will we ever get to see Alan finally back in control of his own body, or will we just see the 14 running amok throughout everything? Well, you better all, because now we got even the Noah family chasing after. We've got a bunch of fucking people going through this stuff right now, and I gotta say, it always is a treat just to have the Grey Man back in our lives, I must say. I swear it's been longer than it has. Like, I feel like it's been like 6 months or so. Like, it's probably only just been about like 2 months since we've had the last like the Grey Man chapter. But it's like, oof, it feels like it's been a while, and it's just like, especially I feel like since the anime has just come out as well, and we know so you're like, oh, it's only gonna be 13 episodes, so pretty much we'll have the next chapter around about the time when the anime finishes up, like a week or 2 afterwards. And I'm like, oh no, I wanted like the anime ongoing at the same time when we have this, but it's like, ah, no, like that, seeing it. So whilst we like got to the start of this chapter, is that, you know, Alan was already like, he found like the mansion, he was already there, and he was just like, you know, he's like, he needs to know like the secrets like going on to here and all that. And he's just like, you know, in the real world, you know, Naya has got control of the body right now. We do know that, but it's just like he knows that he has to fight, he has to keep holding on and all that, and it's like, you know, Johnny, like, kinda, like, all the rest of them and all that, they'll make sure that he's there and that he's safe and sound, like, you know, they'll make sure that, you know, they'll do anything to protect him, but, like, he's like, you know, no matter what, he's connected to everyone, he's connected to all his friends, everyone that he loves, you know, there in the organizations, like, he loves them and all that, and he's just like, he's trying to fight with like Naya. He's like, yo, give me back my body. But meanwhile, we go back to the real world, and we do get to see that the 14th is there with like Link, and he's like there trying to say like, look, I'm your ally for the meantime and all that. And he's just like, you know, like what you're like, I don't trust you though, you piece of shit. I love just that one panel where he's just like grabbing like Link by the fucking neck like that, and it's just like, you know, like, I don't know what went on between you and Cross, but above all in this world, I hate humans, and that was the only man I had there that I'd even put a slight bit of faith into and all that. And so, you know, like, you think, like, declaring yourself my ally, I'd open you in, like, open arms and all that? No, and he's just like, but, and I just like that, how, like, exactly, like, Link was just joking around with this. It's like, yo, but Cross was human, though, and he's like, I had no choice in the matter, you piece of shit. And it's just like, nah. This is like, we ain't having this right now. And it's like, they can't even have a conversation without the fucking Noah family coming into it. And I'm like, these motherfuckers, like, they just cannot let their fucking time like happen at all. Like that piece of shit with the fucking tongue, I think honestly, like, he's the one that I always forget about and all that. Like, every time, like, even with that tongue and all that, and then seeing like as well with him being released, I'm like, wow, you just really look like a lot like Gluttony, like from like FMA. That was like the one thing that I took out of this one. I believe like his name is like if I remember, his name was like Fee something like that. I remember it was like Fee something, but like all I remember was like that character. I was like, oh, is that fucking with the like disgusting ass tongue? That's him, like that, with all like the like eyeballs in it. And I'm like, ugh, like that. Disgusting. And then when he literally went to go up against Link himself, it's like Link just like went straight and he didn't give a fuck. He put out everything and all that, dude, like Ember like that, trying to blow the shit out of him, and that honestly, it did nothing. And it's like, so the little bit that we got to see of like technically Alan and like Link there was just a little bit, but now we know that, especially like, you know, like with all of this and all that thing, you know, like he's just like, he was released with just one blow now, and it's just like, we've got some like problem like with this shit, and it's just like, yeah, whilst that's happening, and it's like, we've got the Millennium Earl who's being held up and being like completely released out of all of like Howard's like techniques and all that, and it's like, I believe it's like the one with the one eye is called Wisely, or like Wisely, I believe his name is, and then it's just like, you see him there with like Tiki, and it's just like, yo, you gone mad, and he's just like, and I just feel so bad for like Millennium Earl. It's just like, he's there crying, and it's just like, you know, like, Naya, he's gone insane, like, man is broken, and it's just like, you know, like, and he's just like going like, I'm not Mana though, I'm not Mana, like that, and he just starts crying, and just like, Tiki's just there like having with like just smoke, and he's just like, Mana, and you're like, I know, I've heard that before and all that, I know, you know, what the hell's going on with this shit and all that. It's like, so, you know, already like a lot of stuff's going out, but literally the ending of the chapter though was like, they're literally just taking the Millennium Earl just straight back to the Ark, and it's just like, you know, like, we will take it, like when he was saying like the lost boy will return to our home, like, so it was a pretty short chapter actually. I think it was about like 25 pages. Like, I was gonna say for a while we've been waiting for it, but then again though, like every like time I talk about chapters, just my god, the art is just fucking astounding. Not to mention, we got like the best fucking color spread and all that. Like, every time I look at like D. Greyman's art, it's something where I like, this is one of the best. Like, when it was monthly, I'll be like, I used to say, like, this is the best, like, one of the best monthlies like that, next to, like, fucking Miura, like, or just art on an art perspective, especially just, like, how, like, amazing, like, detailed, and, like, how, like, just deep, like designed, like, the characters are, and it's just, like, it upsets me. I know we're probably never gonna get Deep Grey Man back into, like, a weekly or, like, a monthly sort of thing, but it's, like, it's just, like, it hurts even more, because it's a series I love, and it's, like, I kind of wish it, and I love the front cover with Alan on it. I love the fucking side like that, and they even showed like a really nice one of like the anime with him and like Lena Lee on there, and it's just like there was just so much like awesomeness in this chapter. I will say, ever since the return, I would probably say this is probably the slowest chapter we've had / weakest. It was mainly setting stuff up, like the Earl heading back. Also as well, we got like the 14th, and also as well Link going against like that piece of shit Fear, I believe his name is. Like, I'm sorry that I don't remember. It's like, and this is why, like, especially when I'm like going into the D Grey Man Hollow chapters and all that, like when they're out and all that, it's like, wow, I really do need to rewatch the show and like reread it at some point, because that was the thing. Is like I'm definitely learning, right, especially right now with a bunch of the no's and all that. It's been years since I've seen a bunch of these characters, so it's like, whoo. I need to get back into the groove with it, but I still think it was a really good chapter. I'm definitely loving that we finally get some progression with Alan into that matter and hand and all that. Like, we finally got to see, like, you know, a little bit of craziness and all that with Link and all that. I swear, like, just like Link, like just going in like that, it's just like, even if it's against the fucking Noah, it's just like, he will do anything. He will honestly, like, just do anything like that. And it's just like, you know, we want, like, especially with what we saw with like 14, like, he really wanted to know what is the connection between him and Cross, and it was just like, just amazing art. So other than that, I am probably going to give this one just a solid 8. I think it was still a great chapter as a Grey Man, but I will say this is still the slowest out of the one, which is like going to say that the ones that we had since the return were like 9s and 10s, just straight on, and 8's still fucking an impressive chapter like that. It was still some real good stuff in there. But I will say, and I think a lot of fans will agree as well, this probably is the slowest one we have, but just because it's slower than the others does not mean it's bad though. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching. As always though, you know where to hit that like and that subscribe if you love the Grey Man as much as I do. But yeah, probably one of the next things after maybe like I've rated JoJo, I definitely think I might put on the list as well. Definitely not sure it's going to be the next thing afterwards, but definitely that needs to go on that like back burner right there. Is definitely, I probably will have to reread The Grey Man at some point and all that, because I definitely want to. I probably had to go and get those volumes at the back of the bookshelf and just read them, because I really want to see like Alan again. But then again, we are getting the English dub of the episodes as well, like coming out. We're finally getting the other 50 episodes as well, so that'll probably be a perfect time for me as well to actually just straight up and just go and watch the original anime again. So that's something I might do. But let me know what you guys think. But I will see you beautiful bastards though next time.